Hi guys, Lisa here. Today I'm gonna talk about Japanese, learning Japanese 101 for beginners. So I'll give you a general idea of Japanese. So for language, there's two type of tools. One is the sound, help you for speaking and listening, and another is letter. So it can help you reading and writing. So in Japanese, the sound basically there's 50 sounds in Japanese, and the sound is made basically made each sound basically made by vowel and consonant. So besides the basic vowels like A, I, O, U, so in Japanese is I, U, E, O. The other sounds are like kaki, kuke, ko. It's like the consonant with a and I, U, E, O. It's like that. And there's basically 50 sounds in Japanese words. It sounds, I don't know, maybe like a lot or maybe not. Depends depends how you feel. But in English, there's 26 alphabets, but the sound, you can make so many sounds from this 26 alphabet, right? But in Japanese, it's basically only 50 sounds. So I think it's pretty easy. Actually, maybe it's also because my native language is Chinese, and Chinese has so many, so many sounds. So it sounds really easy for Chinese people, but it doesn't mean that Chinese people can guess really good at Japanese. So it's just kind of different. Another tool is letter. So I think this is kind of unique because in Japanese, people usually use three type of letters to read or write. Like one is hiragana, and another is katakana, and kanji is Chinese character and Roman character. So Roman character usually used for pronunciation, and usually it's for foreigners. So for Japanese people, Japanese people don't use Roman characters so much. So you can probably find a lot of them at the train stations because there's so many foreigners around the country, and people want to know which station is which, and probably lots of them can't read kanji, Chinese characters, so it's really helpful for them to have the Roman character. But you don't see much Roman characters like in the book or on newspaper like that. And hiragana is probably the most useful letter in Japanese because it's used for the pronunciation. It shows the pronunciation, and also you can find the most hiragana on the text and books and everything. So that's probably hiragana is the most useful letter in Japanese. And katakana Basically it's for foreign words like banana in Japanese, banana. So it's pronounced kind of similar, right? And it's right in katakana. And also some other like pink. In Japanese is pinku. So yeah, in Japanese there's a lot of foreign words blended in. So you can find a lot of those kind of words. And it also shows the pronunciation. Also used for some emphasize expressions and onomatopoeia. So you can find a lot of katakana in mangas, the Japanese comic books. Yeah, if you like manga, you probably will learn a lot of katakana. And kanji, the Chinese character, it's called Chinese character, but actually it's not exactly the same with the Chinese character in China. So I'll probably have another topic talk about Chinese, but yeah, it's not exactly the same, but most Chinese people can read the Chinese character in Japan. But sometimes they have different meanings. Yeah, that's another story. In Chinese, Chinese character usually like used with hiragana as well. And sometimes they use kanji, Chinese character only. It's mostly like some idioms and some academic expressions. Yeah, but mostly it's like a Chinese character with hiragana, like a combination. Yeah. So yeah, that's the letters. And then talk about the grammar. So Japanese, like the word order is different with either English or Chinese, because English and Chinese are like SVO. It's subject, verb, and object. But Japanese is SOV. It's a subject, object, and the verb comes to the end. And another different thing is in Japanese, it's usually like it will end with like da, des, mas, because the verb comes to the end. So it usually like that. And the verb has the verb conjugation, verb conjugation. So the verb changes the form. Like, for example, eat in Japanese is taberu. So the original form is taberu. And if you want to say like, please eat, it will change to tabete. And if you want to say, I want to eat, it will be like tabetai. And if you want to say, I ate, it will be like tabeta. So the verb changed the forms to express the situation. And maybe also because of that, people even they don't say the subject or the object. It usually no problem to say the sentence. So a lot of time people will just don't say like I, blah, 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 or you, something, something, or please do something, something. They don't say it, it just change the form of the verb to express that. Yeah, I think that's also a kind of difference from English and Chinese, actually. And another thing is, like in Japanese, they have the polite level. So there's like a tamego, tenego, and keigo. It shows different polite level. So basically, during the daily life, tenego is kind of the most useful and kind of polite level to speak. It usually ends with desu, like tabemasu. Taberu is the eat, the original form of eat. Tabemasu is the more polite way to say something like that. But if it's come to keigo, keigo is like a very polite things to say. Like if you talk to like some customers or I don't know, VIP person, something like that, you probably have to use the keigo, and keigo is it's a totally different word. Like taberu in keigo is like meishiagaru. So it's totally a different word. So you're like you have to like learn another language basically to use the keigo, the most polite word. Yeah. And also, well, recently, like nowadays, people don't like make the big differences, but there's still some kind of expressions depends on the gender, like otoko gotoba, onna gotoba. It's like the words usually like manly words or and feminine words. Yeah, so it's usually come to the end of what you say. Like if it's for men, it's like daze. Daze is basically like a manly word. So it doesn't have a real meaning, but it shows like it sounds like pretty manly, like gatsu daze. It's like I don't know how to translate in English, but yeah, it sounds pretty manly. And onna gotoba, so for the feminine words, it's like wayo. It usually ends like wayo, nantoka kashira, とか、なの、だね, sounds like that. So it doesn't really have meanings, but sounds like more feminine. Yeah, something like that. But these days, especially young people, doesn't really distinguish those different gender expressions. Yeah, so you will hear some even girls will use the manly words, and some guys use the feminine words sometimes. Yeah. Yeah, okay, all right. That's all for today. So hopefully I'll give you a general image of Japanese language, and hopefully it will be helpful for you to start learning Japanese. So thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye.